welcome to week 6. We're going to see the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos play in this game. And as usual, I'll be playing as the Green Bay Packers. The computer will be playing as Denver. But before we get to that game, we're going to auto-skip through the rest of the games. Buffalo gets beat by Houston in overtime. Cleveland gets beat by Miami. Colts get beat by the Cowboys. Chiefs beat Bengals. Raiders get beat by the Jets. Pittsburgh gets beat by San Diego. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings between the two teams. I got the volume turned down a little bit lower this time than normal, so I noticed it's usually kind of loud. So my record's 3-1. Denver Broncos are also 3-1, so that should be a pretty interesting matchup. And yeah, all Packer games so far this season have been played by me. I'm not going to be playing every single Packer game though. Actually, out of all the Packer games, the only Packer games I'm going to be playing are the ones that we're going to see on my video game channel. There's some I'm going to auto-skip over. So, you've seen me play against the Rams, I played against the Eagles. You've seen me play against the Vikings. You've seen me play against the Cowboys. We're going to see this game. Week 7 is a bye week. We're not going to see the game in week 8. We will see week 9 against the Bears. We'll see me play week 10 against the Chiefs, week 11 against the Saints. We will not see week 12, 13, or 14. We'll see me play week 15 against the Chargers. We won't see week 16. We will see me play against the Raiders in week 17, and we will see me play against the Lions in week 18. So, just for anyone who's wondering. And there are also some computer versus computer games in there. Games where it's not the Packers playing, it's two other teams. Okay, last game we've seen, I played against the Dallas Cowboys, and I ended up getting beat. It's 28-21. Okay, so far we've seen, this is the 8th game of the season. 7 of those 8 games were clear weather. We got to see one rain game. I wish they would have, when they made these Tecmo games, I wish they would have put more rain and snow in them. I'll kick off this time. That might be a little too far. I'm going to move that movie out of the way there, sit in the middle of the table. Oh! Right up the middle. Did it again. Brian Noble. Pretty good way to start out the game. For me, anyway. I was watching a pretty funny video on YouTube today. The James Nintendo Nerd, also known as Angry Video Game Nerd, where he did a thing about Atari sport games. It's pretty funny. Apparently he's not really a sports fan, but he's complaining. He did this huge complaint, big rant about football. It was pretty amusing. And showing the weird graphics of all the old Atari sport games. I just love the funny things he adds in there about, like, the one baseball game. He's talking about how the players look like a bunch of restroom signs broke loose and played some football or baseball, because the characters in the baseball game did look like when you see a public restroom, it shows like men's and women's. That's exactly what the characters look like. Oh, I beat him to the middle, but I got stopped by someone else. AVGN didn't like Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. I think that was his very first video he's done complaining about it, but I actually think that's one of my favorite NES games. I did a full playthrough of that game too if you want to see it on my channel. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Look at that. 3 guys couldn't take him down. John Elway must be taking some really good steroids in this game. He threw like 600 pounds off of him. Take that. And after throwing 600 pounds off him, his arms weren't even tired enough. He was still able to throw a completed pass. Pretty amazing. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was nasty. Still short of the first down by 10 yards. Cool. Moss. I'm not sure what his first name is. Maybe it's Chris. Merry Christmas. That was close. Hey, late hit. Look at that. Every single time I do a rushing play, they always pick the exact same play and they blitz me behind the line of scrimmage. I'm the only team in the league in this game that's got minus rushing yards. That's total. I showed that in my last video. I actually showed it again at the end of this video on my total yardage. Actually doing a lot better than expected though, considering both teams are 3-1. Oh, that was a bad kick. Took him down right away though. 2 seconds left at the end of the quarter. Oh, fooled me. I thought the quarterback had the ball. That's a pretty good touch they did in the game though. Like when they do handoffs. I'm not sure if it's a real handoff or a fake handoff to after he's got the ball, so they kind of give a little delay there so you don't know right away. Did it again. that time he didn't hand it off. Oh, John Elway throws Reggie White off him again. Fool. Three guys right in front of him, but gets past all of them. Oh. Good kick. I hate having it this close to my own end zone. I usually always do the shotgun when I'm this close because I don't want to get sacked. I think I stepped out of bounds there. Yes, I must have because the clock stopped. Okay, let's do another running play. But sure they stop me again. I think everybody knows, anyone who watches my videos knows this is my deep passing play. Fool. Okay, once again we'll try a running play and hopefully we'll get it. Don't fumble. That was a problem with the last Tecmo Super Bowl game on the original Nintendo. There were way too many fumbles. It was a new feature though, because the original Tecmo Bowl didn't have fumbles. So this next game that comes out, they put fumbles in there, and I think they must have been so proud of that new feature that they decided to put too many fumbles in it. I'm actually getting some plus yards here in rushing. Now the key when going for a screen pass like that, I want to start running back right away. There are times where I don't do that. I don't run back right away, and if they blitz, they're going to get a sack. So if you run back right away, you get time where you can throw the ball away. Like that, even though that wasn't the same play. Okay, here's the screen pass. I think Ed West has gotten all my touchdowns so far. This game, anyway. Reggie White just got thrown like 6 or 7 yards. Halftime, I'm up 21-0. That's the way halftime's supposed to look. And there's halftime. Anyway, I'm going to take this moment to go ahead and talk about start talking about Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. In case you're new to my channel, case you're new to my channel, I have tons of video game uploads, a lot of them old Nintendo, actually most of them are old Nintendo games. I've got like 66 Nintendo games I did uploads for. I got, I think, 45 Super Nintendo games, very few N64 games, I got a few, maybe like 10 PlayStation games, about 15 to 20 PS2 games, but anyways, usually when I do uploads on my video games, it depends on how good I am at the game. Some of them I can beat, so I'll go ahead and do a full playthrough from start to finish. There are other games, like the very first Super Mario Brothers game, I wasn't very good at, so I just played that until I ran out of lives. And Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels, which was the Japanese version of Super Mario 2, is another one I wasn't very good at, but all the Mario games after that I could beat. I did full playthroughs all the way. Some games I'll play until I run out of lives. There are other games I'll just play up to a certain point where I get sick of playing it, and it's pretty much to the point where we're going to just keep seeing the same thing over and over again, so I'll quit there. But anyways, for anyone who's hasn't seen the old Nintendo games and would like to, you can go ahead and look them up on my channel. And for those who did play the old Nintendo games and want to look at the old memories they used to have playing, you can go ahead and look at them too. But tons of old games, Paperboy. I'm trying to think of some of the most popular ones. We had Tetris. Anyways, I'll think of more games to name off as we go along. There's halftime stats looking better than them, except for in Russian. Yeah, I did all 3 Castlevania games on the NES. Okay, that's a touchback. And first Castlevania game and the third one I wasn't very good at, and I didn't like Castlevania 3 how it looks a lot like Castlevania 1. So I think Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest was the best one. That's the one I beat. It took me about 2 hours. I also showed an alternate ending to it. But Super Mario Brothers 2 I beat. Actually, it's Super Mario 2, it's Super Mario Brothers 3. The original Super Mario Brothers. Lost Levels. I actually did 2 versions of those. There was the 8-bit on Nintendo, and then I did the 16-bit on the Super Nintendo All-Stars game. So, full playthroughs too, as far as like Super Mario 1 and Super Mario Lost Levels. I played until I died, but Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3, I did full playthroughs to the end in both games. Super Mario World I beat on Super Nintendo. Nice throwing there, buddy. Beat Super Mario 64. Check out some of these players here. Thompson's in excellent condition. Bennett is also excellent. I usually check the guys on the bench first, because if the guys on the bench are all bad, then there's no point in checking the guys who are playing. Robert Brooks, average. Sterling Sharp is in bad condition, but Sterling Sharp, I keep him in because last game the other players just weren't cutting it, so I decided to keep Sharp in. Okay, let's try that one running play again. I'm going to have to change that play. I'm just not getting anything on that. Now, Paperboy, I played that game. I think everyone's played Paperboy who grew up in the 80s, and I've actually beat the game. I can't remember if on my video upload if I beat it or not, but there was one time I beat the game, and the way to beat it, you just have to get all the way through 1 week. You start on Monday, you have to get all the way through the next Sunday, and you beat the game. It says Paperboy retires. So that was pretty cool. Another game I did, Maniac Mansion. Some people love that game, some people hate that game. I thought it was pretty fun. I beat the game, and I also did a second playthrough. First one I did a playthrough, it was more showing everything. Second playthrough went kind of quick, and because there's 2 different ways to beat that game. So I went and showed the other way using different characters. Actually, I think there's multiple ways of beating the game, but I showed the two that I know of. Between 1988 and 1993, I used to rent Nintendo games every single weekend. My dad used to take me and my sister down to the video game store, Family Videos, before it shut down, and every Friday night and every Saturday night he'd rent 2 movies, and he'd let us rent 3 games, because if you rent 2 games you get to rent the 3rd one for free. So I played tons of Nintendo games. Out of all the video games I've played more Nintendo than anything. That's why my video game uploads are more Nintendo games. Another Phone 1 North and South. That game I loved. That one's fun to play 1 player or 2 player. Spy vs. Spy, another one is fun to play 1 or 2 players. Pretty much all the sports games. I would actually like to get a second person, someone who likes playing video games, and do like 2 players. I'd have to rearrange my bedroom though, so there's another place for him to sit. There's so many 2-player games though that we could do. Mario Kart games, Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64. Those would be fun 2-player games. GoldenEye would be another good one on the N64. Mortal Kombat games would be pretty good. All these sport games, all my baseball games, football games, hockey, got a few basketball games, got 1 soccer game, a golf game. They could all be done 2 players. Cool. My whole team blitzed them and I still got there before they did. Some games like Super Mario Brothers you could play 2 players, but that wouldn't be very fun. I wouldn't want to do that because it's like player 1 plays, starts out level 1-1, works away until they die, and then player 2 starts out at level 1-1, plays until they die, so you're pretty much just seeing the same boards over and over again. You got games like Bubble Bobble where 2 players play together against the computer. That'd be fun. You have got to be kidding me. Ed West just lost his job for the game, even though he's got 3 or 4 touchdowns. Oh. Why do they even have the option to move your arrow through the characters if you can't change them? You check their physical condition, like Reggie White's in excellent condition, but you can't change them anyway, so I guess the only point of this is to see what their number is on their jersey at the top and the exact spot where they play. Leroy Butler, he's going to be one of my star returners in Tecmo Super Bowl 3 Final Edition. This game you can only choose from 3 players, Bennett, Brooks, and Buckley. In that game you can choose from like probably 10-15 players. Cool if my son lived closer. He's 10 years old. We could play some 2-player games. I don't know if he'd be interested in old Nintendo games, but he lives like 3 hours away. I think it'd be more fun to have a girl as a partner for commentary, because I've heard before like male and female doing commentary in games, and they both have like completely different views of games. Oh. And also do that with women's sports all the time. They always have one male announcer and one female announcer. It's weird, all the time. With male sports, there's always two guys. And why don't they ever have two women announcers in women's sports, or even men's sports? Just change it up a little. As long as they know what they're talking about, it doesn't matter if it's male or female. Oh, it's time to do the timeout thing every play. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have time to do another game after this tonight, but tomorrow, hopefully, I'll find some time. Actually, I usually have plenty of time on the weekends, but for some reason I just never get around to it till late at night. Oh. See, with Elway, that's nasty. There are two guys right there, and they just let him go. With Elway, you have to dive before you get to him to tackle him, otherwise he breaks free. Cool. Now how John Elway is able to throw Reggie White off of him is a question I just cannot answer. Only in a video game can that happen. Oh, I should have thrown it to Sharp. He was open. I figured the one defenseman probably would have ran after Sharp. Okay, let's try a running play again. I'm getting some plus yards here. I'm going to change this play because I really don't like it. That one might be a little bit better. Well, I'm not going to do it right away. I'm going to try a passing play here. Robert Brooks. He's going to be my star receiver in the final Tecmo game we do. Yeah, it's kind of sad when John Elway football games came out. Tecmo stopped making football games. I don't know why, because the Tecmo was always my favorite. We have not seen any John Elway games on my channel yet. But just the other day I bought John Elway 96 on Super Nintendo, so we're going to give that a try. We're not going to do a full season though on that one, just a single game. I mean, who knows, someday I might come back and decide to do a full season, but I really don't think I'm going to be that good at the game. I'm probably actually going to do that after the season, because I'd like to take a break in between sports seasons and do some single games. I want to get some more games though. I should actually buy a Wii Points card to download some more games on my Wii. Oh, should have dove. I was kind of delaying on diving because I wanted to wait till he got in the end zone, and he ended up grabbing me and throwing me again. Oh, who is that? I guess I had to watch the video and rewind it. Or not rewind it, but go back and pause it at the exact spot when the interception happened because it went too quick. In the fourth quarter, I might have time for one more touchdown. 25 seconds left. Cool. I should have went for the onside kick. Just try to get one more touchdown, but it'll be happening now. And there's the final score, 42-6. I expected the game to be a little tougher than that. Anyways, 5 attempts for 17 yards. Bennett. It's terrible, but better than probably most yards we ever had in one game. Rivers had 4 attempts for 60 yards. That's pretty good. That's 15 yards per attempt. Carr 76% for 244 yards. Elway only had 30%. Only had 91 yards. Still threw an interception. But the one thing he'd be proud of, he was able to pick up Reggie White's 250 to 350 pound body and just throw it. I don't know how many times. Receiving, Ed West had 7 completions for 108 yards. Russell for Denver had 3 completions for 73 yards. 42-6 final score. Okay, take a look at the schedule. We're going to skip through the rest of these games. Minnesota beats Tampa Bay. Philadelphia beats Chicago in overtime. Phoenix beats New England. Washington beats the Giants. And take a look at the NFL standings after week 6. Buffalo and Indianapolis both 3-2. Buffalo barely got the lead. In case you don't know by now, the two teams are tied for first place with record. They go by your total points minus opposing points, so your total of the difference. As you can see, Buffalo's got plus and Indianapolis has minus. So Buffalo's got 131 points and 73 points against them, so it's kind of weird that the Colts, 3-2 record, are minus 8 points. But you got the Jets 2-3, Patriots and Dolphins 1-4. Patriots and Dolphins actually become like 2 of the best teams in Tecmo Super Bowl 3 Final Edition. Central Houston's undefeated yet, 5-0. Pittsburgh 3-2, Cincinnati 2-3, Cleveland 1-4. Houston won the division last season in Tecmo Super Bowl on the NES, and they went to the Super Bowl but got beat by the Giants. Kansas City Chiefs 4-1. Chargers and Broncos 3-2. Raiders and Seahawks 1-4. Chargers won their division in the last game. Down here, Dallas still undefeated. I have a feeling they're going to win the Super Bowl this season. Washington 4-1. Philly 3-2. Phoenix 2-3. New York Giants, who won the Super Bowl in the last game, are 1-3-1 in this game. Crazy. Packers 4-1, Minnesota 3-2, Tampa Bay 2-3, Detroit, Chicago 1-4. 49ers are undefeated yet. Pelicans, Saints both 2-3, the Rams are 1-3-1. Rams tied the Giants. I'd say it's pretty safe to say the 49ers are going to win their division. I mean, they're 5-0. Undefeated. Everyone else is under 500. So what we're going to do now, since we don't have any games scheduled for week 7 or week 8 that we are going to see, I'm going to go ahead and skip through those weeks too. Auto skip for week 7 and 8. So yeah, our next game is week 9. Here we go. Cincinnati gets beat by Cleveland in overtime. Denver beats the Raiders in overtime. New England gets beat by Houston. Pittsburgh gets beat by the Saints. Chargers get beat by the Chiefs. Falcons beat the Rams. Dallas crushes the 49ers. Detroit gets beat by Seattle. Giants get another loss against the Eagles. Phoenix gets beat by Washington. Cleveland over Pittsburgh. Houston beats Cincinnati. Miami gets beat by the Colts. Jets get crushed by the Bills. Seattle gets beat by the Patriots in overtime. Chicago gets beat by Minnesota. Rams beat the Lions. Saints beat the Falcons. Tampa Bay gets beat by Green Bay. Cool. San Francisco beats Phoenix in overtime. So that was week 7 and week 8. Next video, if you're a Packer fan or Bear fan, you're probably going to like this. Because, yes, that's who we're playing. I'll be playing the Packers against the Bears. Now, the last time I played the Bears was in the last Tecmo Super Bowl game. And I got beat. I'm trying to find the score here. Oh, I guess it would help if I was looking at football, not hockey. I'm sitting looking for Green Bay. Okay, last season we played the Bears week 15. They beat us 42-37. So this time, hopefully I can get my revenge on them. If not, I can guarantee I'll get my revenge at Tecmo Super Bowl 3 Final Edition, because it's pretty safe to say I've mastered that game, and the Bears really aren't that good in that game at all. This would probably be a good time. Well, let's take a look at the standings now, because it changed a little bit. In the East, Buffalo and Indianapolis 4-2. I think that they're tied last time. Buffalo won the division last game, by the way. So Houston 7-0, still undefeated. Pittsburgh, Cleveland 3-4. Cincinnati's 2-5. Kansas City 5-1. So I think they might have been undefeated last time we checked, but can't remember. Look at that. Look at the win column. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seattle hasn't had a bye yet. That's why that's could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But anyways, Chiefs are winning their division. Dallas still undefeated. Big surprise, huh? That division's pretty much like one game behind everyone too. Pretty close. It's 6-5-4-2-1. No 3 in there, but actually I should say 1.5, because a tie counts as half a win. In Central, Packers 5-1. That one loss was they got beat by the Cowboys. Vikings 4-2. Tampa Bay 2-4. Bears 1-5. So yeah, next game I play the Bears. I'm 5-1. They're 1-5. Hopefully they'll crush them this time. Detroit 1-6. 49ers 6-1. So they're not undefeated anymore. They got a loss. The Saints are over 500 now. So I might have spoke too soon when we showed the previous records. The Saints were under 500. They won 2 in a row. But anyway, since all the teams played approximately 6 games, I'm going to wait until after week 11, or no, week 9 they'll have 7 games, week 10 they'll have 8 games, because every team had 2 byes in this season. So after week 10, it's going to be halfway through the season as far as games played. Then I'm going to go ahead and go through the NFL leaders. We're going to get to see passing leaders, receiving, rushing, scoring, punting, interceptions, sacks, punt returns, kickoff returns. I did that last season too on the NES version. We got to see all the mid-season, we got to see all the leaders, and at the end of the season we did it too. So something to look forward to. Let's look at the team rankings. Offense, NFL. We're just going to look at this because I want to show how bad the Packers are at rushing. Rushing yards. Dallas has 1,000 rushing yards. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Oh, the Packers, I'm on the plus side now, 138. Last time I checked, I was minus. But I don't know exactly what week that was I checked. Total overall, Packers are in 16th, so they're under. They're below the mid of. Wait, how many teams are there? 28 teams, so yeah, anything under 14 is below the average. Let's take a look at defense, though. Packers, 3rd overall. Ranked 19th in rushing yards against them. Passing yards against them, 617. That's thanks to all the sacks. Reggie White practically put them in first if they're passing. Overall totals, 3rd place. Pretty cool. So, anyways, that was week 6. We auto-skipped week 7. We auto-skipped week 8. Next video, we're going to see auto-skipping week 9, except for that we'll see the Packer-Bear game. There, I'm hopefully going to crush them this time. Hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you in the next video.